Hey everyone, Rushlock here, and today we have a post from CCP addressing community safety. Let's get into the post. In the past week, we have been made aware of several disturbing allegations that have taken place outside of our official channels, yet, nonetheless, have no place in the EVE Online experience. Some cases have directly violated our event code of conduct. We take these allegations seriously and have already taken steps to investigate them, submitting evidence to proper authorities as appropriate. While New Eden offers you the freedom of expression in the sandbox, we must balance in-game identity and freedom with the long-term health of the EVE Online player community, ensuring it is a space in which all feel welcome and safe. Any form of harassment, hate speech, intolerance, racism, or abuse taking place as outlined in the real-life harassment and threats policy will not be tolerated. We wholeheartedly support the players' courage in speaking up about their experiences. While these are challenging topics to discuss, we encourage you to report any incidents to proper authorities. We are committed to building a safer and stronger EVE community together. We acknowledge that this is a complex issue that will take time and continued discussion to address in the long term. We would like to invite you to take part in this by opening a dialogue to identify ways we can help create a safer environment for you and your friends. With your help, we can turn this into a defining moment that will inform the direction we set together. We are starting the mending process by taking the following actions. Anyone found breaking EVE Online's terms of service will be blocked from applying for the EVE Online Partnership Program, CSM, ISD, or any other program at the discretion of CCP. Further, we will not officially collaborate, support, or allow them to participate in any CCP-led community, contests, tournaments, initiatives, or projects. Anyone found breaking the event code of conduct or deemed a danger to others will not be allowed to participate in official player gathering events, such as FanFest. We also will not officially support or attend player events that harbor such individuals and do not abide by the event code of conduct. The above is only the beginning. We will roll out more initiatives focused on improving the health and safety of all players in the upcoming months. And then there's a kind of a postscript down here. If you have experienced or witnessed harassment or offensive behavior during a CCP organized player gathering or a CCP supported event, or are concerned about the attendee safety at future events, it would be greatly appreciated if you would file a report with CCP via email, communityteam@ccpgames.com. Your story is very important to us as we work towards taking steps to ensure the safety of all players at CCP events and gatherings. Fly safe. So that's the official announcements. Thoughts, opinions, just kind of a quick glance here at these two actions being described. I'm not quite sure how these are actions. They're being presented as new, is my interpretation. I could be wrong about that, but I don't see anything new about, hey, if you break terms of service, we don't want you, interacting with the partnership program, CSM, ISD, etc. And at the discretion of CCP, meaning if you break terms of service, maybe it's been as a latitude measurement system. Like, okay, you sent somebody a mean message in game one time, and then based on the severity of the message, they want to have they want to have latitude on what long-term effects that's going to have with your interaction with the community. Maybe, right? Like, I can see that to some extent, I guess. But the overall concept of like, hey, we have discretion on your interaction points with these programs, I don't see how that's like a new thing. That seems like something that either was already in place or, hey, we're going to reserve the right to exercise common sense in the place of before this statement, we were not exercising the right to use common sense. I don't get that part of it. The latitude part makes sense, but like presenting this as some kind of new thought, or especially an action, doesn't quite make sense to me. The second one is regarding the live events, is my interpretation. And they want to make sure they have, again, the latitude to pick and choose, like, hey, look, if you're going to have certain guests, you're going to have certain activities that we can't confidently, I think is the right word, steer the perception and certainly the expected behaviors of known or even maybe even reported or newly reported individuals conducting activities and terrible behavior that we've seen come out and mentioned and discussed at length in these past week or two. Again, I think it's more of a latitude statement, though. But these two things seem very, very common sense oriented, and maybe that's a misinterpretation on my part. That's certainly a possibility. I'm curious to hear what you think and what you guys see or how you interpret what they're presenting here. To me, this was like, hey, we know there's a problem. We're going to do something about it eventually, and I believe they are having internal discussions about this, and that we will eventually hear something new about this later on. What that is, we'll have to wait and see. I don't know if maybe the intended goal of this post is to address and buy time, right? That's how I got the impression from this statement overall. The ones we saw on the Meta Show last weekend from Brisk and Merkel. That was my overall overlapped impression of these two addresses. Address it, so we're not being accused of hiding or ignoring it, but also we have nothing to share at this time of any actual substance or merit. So, basically like a seeking of patience. I think the Meta Show did a better job of communicating that part of it. Like, hey, we're empty-handed, but we're public-facingly acknowledging the issue, which, to be fair, CCP does in the first couple of paragraphs here. I think some people might unrealistically want specific acknowledgments of specific events and terrible situations and behaviors, but that isn't going to happen, in my opinion. I'd be very surprised if that ever were. And again, I don't think it's a realistic expectation for anyone to have. But again, like I said, I'd love to hear what you guys think about it. Put your comments, your opinions, and your thoughts on this down below in the comment section, and we'll see you next time.